I'm Van.
I'm Sori.
Nice shirt.
Hey, you have a nice shirt too.
Yes, sir. I wonder how one could go to procure such a garment.
I think on the website there'll be a spot. But for now, just desire it.
Oh, it's so weird for you to say that. Go back now.
Okay.
So I just got done watching Painkiller with Baby Metal. Wasn't really a fan. I just wanted
maybe it'll grow on you.
No, I like Baby Metal. I just don't like Baby Metal singing the because they can't go where he goes.
Right.
Vocally.
Right.
Painkiller. Nah, they did a terrible job. Well, half the way she wasn't even attempting.
Well, it's just.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
She was just like,
yeah.
Painkiller. Like, yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. We gotta score an interview with Halford. We gotta tell him, like, look,
well, it's
bro.
possible now.
It's all possible. You have no idea.
You guys, we got some fun stuff coming up the pike. Should I show them the back of the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Look at the back of the shirt, y'all. Maybe you're sick because of your secrets. Vin and Sori. You want one? Tell the truth. You too can look this. No, you can't. All right. So,
You can look like this.
no, you can't. Okay. So this is Disturbed, covering A Land of Confusion.
Okay, this is the first time we've done a Disturbed song.
We've never done a Disturbed song.
So, I always like it when it's a new band that I've never heard of, because I'm like, okay. And for all you new people, I have not heard of them because I never had music growing up. So this is a totally new experience for me, being in the metal world. Some people are like, where the fuck have you been living? Whenever, like, I'm like, if you just watch more videos, you'll see.
The bubble.
They take it as an insult because they feel like that I never heard of their band because whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not because there's a backstory to it.
Right.
So, much love.
They should have pity on you.
I know.
All right. Disturbed, Land of Confusion. This is actually a cover of a band named Genesis. They did the song, and Disturbed is covering it. So, Disturbed covered another song. They did a badass job with it. So, I think I've never heard this song before. So, here we go.
Oh, here we go. As in start?
Here we go. Off you go.
Feet
That's David Draymond from Disturbed.
I like this.
It's a good song.
Yeah. I think
like
that's what we're doing with our YouTube channel.
That's right. VinandSori.com.
Yeah.
Village. Building something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got people building with us.
Shout out to the big homie De Herrera. What's up, big homie? Shout out to the big homie Germ.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna call him Germ. Yeah, man, making the world a better place. Shout out to the big homie Solomon Kane, coming with the evil music, but still making people happy.
Shout out!
Evil bastard. I love you, man. Heart. I do.
He does.
Shh. All right. All right, so I'm actually pretty happy. We finally got a fucking explicitly positive song.
Yeah.
I think I've heard this song before, like in the 80s. This is like a song.
Yeah,
it's one
you
of those
can
80s
tell
songs.
it's an 80s. Yeah. It was the singing that like told me it was 80s, but I don't really like 80s.
I wasn't really lucid in the 80s, not because I was high or anything. It's just, I was a little kid.
Right.
It just seemed to be like a less miserable time.
Yeah.
It just seemed more hopeful. Like the 90s were just fucking, ugh. And you can see with the aesthetics of the music. In the 80s, it was glam rock, it was the hair.
Yeah.
Even Metallica, when they were badasses, they still had the long hair and the, Hetfield would, Kurt would shoot a straw, But then, like, the 90s, man, everybody fucking the grunge and the plaid.
And the what?
Plaid.
Oh, the plaid.
Everybody was like this. But I heard an Alice in Chains song. We're going to review it. Like, Alice in Chains, I heard like 2 more Alice in Chains songs. Like, that's fucking Alice in Chains. There are these songs that I loved when I was in the, like, I'd hear it on MTV and I would love. Oh. But so I think I would like. I'm probably an Alice in Chains fan too. Who knew? Who knew?
Oh.
But it just 80s were like, you had Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso hit the bang, with the crane kick.
Balancing.
Yeah, he did the crane kick, man. You couldn't fuck with Daniel LaRusso. You kidding me? Then you had the chop. You had the chop.
As if you remember his name. When you said it, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Cobra Kai, never die, no mercy, all that shit. It was just like very hopeful,
Isn't there some revamped version of that right now?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by YouTube yet.
No.
We got people on our channel for 190,000 hours, YouTube. Show some love to the Village, YouTube.
Yeah.
Shame. She did that really mean, that lady.
Oh, Lord.
She was really mean, huh?
Yeah.
Very vindictive young woman. Okay, so this was a really hopeful song, man.
Yeah, we were doing something about
very empowering. Like
what were they gonna do, though?
A lot of metal is about like, no, do something with your hands. Like,
yeah, but he said, I'm not coming home tonight.
Well,
Why?
yeah, because he's I don't know, he's probably out protesting, changing the world and shit. It's the 80s, bro.
You know what I liked? The last line there where it said, "This is the name we've been given."
Yeah,
I like that. Well, why did you like it?
Well, I think there's a ton of meaning to that.
Oh, I agree.
What did you get from it?
Well, in your name is generally like, when the Jewish families would name their children, they generally came out being what the name said. So like when you say your name, it's like with your identity and stuff. Like
there's a whole theory about that.
Yeah. So I'm like, when he says this is your name you've been given, like we all have some destiny or some future that has been given to us. And we have a name that's been given us, and we have certain things that are unique to us that have been given to us, and we can either use that for bad, or we can use it for good. And we can use it for ourselves, or we can use it for other people. And
your name means sister. So it's like,
right.
You're a sister to all these people.
Right.
You're their big sister, or you're their little sister.
Come on, little brothers and sisters.
Yeah, no, it's true. You're so right.
What does your name mean?
Can't tell you that. That was really slick of you. You've been trying to figure that out for years. And you tried to use
for them.
these beautiful people in the Village to try to find Samson's strength.
Did.
But yeah, these are the names we've been given. Yeah, that was probably the deepest line. That's a very deep line. That's why I say, like, people write shit, they don't even know what they're saying, because, like, that is some depth. This probably is, like, you know, American. You know, like, because when you're an American, it's like, oh, I'm an American. But, like, what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
You're the lone superpower in the world, and you're a citizen of the lone superpower in the world. What are you doing with that type of influence? It's a challenging question.
Yeah. No,
for us, we have the name Christian.
Right.
I think it was Aquinas. No, it was Chrysostom. Chrysostom was unbelievable. He says, you bear the name Christian. You know? And it's just like this, like, honor, I am a Christian. Chrysostom.
Who's that?
He's an Eastern guy. I usually talk to you about Western guys like Augustine and all that. But Chrysostom is actually, they called him Golden Lips. The guy was unbelievable.
Oh, really?
You bear the name Christian. You know, let's just bear it like a cross and a crown. You know, it's like, Chrysostom, that's right. But yeah, so like for me, it's a challenge. Like, okay, you got the name. You're a Vin, you're an American, you're a Christian. All those names mean something. Like, can you live up to your name? Like, that's a serious question. Like, can you live up to the name that you have? You know, and names are important. And I was extremely intentional with naming all the kids. You know?
So, yeah.
And so were you.
Yep.
Because it's really important, and I really think that it, just like a title kind of guides how you interpret the song. You know, if you're really thoughtful about the name that you give your kid, and then there's a whole narrative behind that name, it's very powerful. Extremely powerful. All the kids have been like, whoa. You know, and it's funny, like, I named one after, so the other two have very biblical names, and the first one doesn't have a biblical name at all. It's about a guy whose pride ends up destroying him. And what's interesting is my oldest struggles with pride like crazy, and so it's
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. So the name thing is really crazy. But stand up and let's start showing just where our lives are going to go. It's this understanding of like self-determination. You listen to a lot of metal, and there's a lot of nihilism, and there's a lot of like life happening to you. This happened to me, that happened to me. And this is like, let's stand up and start showing where our lives are gonna go. This is like taking life by the horns and saying, no, motherfucker, like, I'm gonna direct you. You know, like, that's some real, like, take dominion.
Yeah.
You know, dominion.
And it had an upbeat sound to it, and an upbeat, you know.
Hold on, I have to talk to our next interview. Somebody just messaged me from England.
Shh, don't say too much. Should I pause this?
No, don't. No, this is a teaser for the next interview.
Okay, but I could have paused it, and then we could have come back to it.
Okay.
He's letting the person know our location.
Because we're setting up the interview. I think you might be excited. One clue for who we're going to be talking to next is many of you, it's not Nurgle yet, many of you were introduced to the Vin and Sori channel.
Yes.
Through this one singular video.
And here's another clue. It's the opposite of all of our other interviews.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. So yeah, I agree. Like this is like very, we're gonna take life by the horns. This is the world we've been. But so what about this one?
What?
The other chorus. This is the world we live in. These are the hands we're given. Use them and let's start trying to make this place, to make it a place worth living in. What was your feeling on that?
Well, remember we were talking about I think it was the Godra song where we were talking about wanting to kind of escape.
Yeah.
And it's because a lot of times there's so much bad in the world, and there's so much evil and stuff, or like just trouble, hard times. What?
Okay, so there. no. What you said is like fired off a bunch of synapses in my head. So like, there is the dominating popular Christian theology right now is that God is going to take us out of the world, which is like we're going to escape. This is not our view,
but yeah,
we're going to escape.
Yeah.
And then there's a everything's going to get progressively worse. It's going to be horrible, and then Jesus is going to go, "Come on, my people, let's get out of here and leave these bastards to themselves to go fuck up the world for 7 years." You know what I mean? And so like it's like this escapist mentality about the world. But then there's a whole other view that says,
nope.
No, forget about being snatched up.
We're going back to what we had in the garden when God gave Adam and Eve their job, and He told them that they were supposed to be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it. So they were going to take over it and like rule it.
Yeah.
And so we're like supposed to like take over the world in a good way, and
But it's when you were talking about the contrast between flying whales, which was let's get out of here and go someplace else because it's irreversibly damaged here. This one is saying, no, this is the only world we have. So let's stop trying to run away from it and let's
start making it a place that's worth living in.
Yeah.
That you don't want to escape from, that you actually love and cherish.
Yeah. That's such a cool. Like it's amazing how people's theologies are. It's like a very convenient idea. You don't have to deal with world hunger. Right. You don't have to deal with inequality. You don't have to deal with little girls and child prostitution in India. You don't got to deal with any of that because you're gonna get zapped up. Fuck that little girl in India. You know what I mean? Like, or do you say to yourself, no, like we got to do something.
Right.
Kids are getting trafficked. Kids are getting whatever. Kids are starving. I know this couple, they supported this kid, and basically, you have these charities where you can support kids, and they basically found the oldest kid because he's the least likely to get supported because he's no longer a little bundle of joy. Yeah, he's
wants the little
12 years old and he's kind of rough. And basically, they basically said that if they didn't support that kid, that he was like months away from being scooped up by the local cocaine dealers.
Yep.
And he would have been.
Yep.
And now like he's getting an education and he's got a chance, just because somebody said, I'm gonna skip a Starbucks, and do something for this kid. So it's like, if you have the sort of mentality that you're gonna get zapped out of here eventually. And you too, if you're thinking about like doing something to yourself. Like I know that they're like really personal things, but on the other hand, it's like this is gonna be very corny, but the world fucking needs you, man, woman, whoever you are. Like,
like I said at the beginning, we all have something that makes us unique and makes us different. Sometimes it's what makes you different that makes you feel like you don't belong, but that's just because you haven't started using it. Just start using that differentness about you and find out where your spot is, because there's the world needs you.
No, it's really true. And I like when it talks about the hands, because from Christianity it's like, oh, we'll pray for you and all this, which is great. Like you need to do, like, we pray for y'all.
We do.
Believe you me. But it's like, I love the hands thing because it's like, fucking do something tangible.
Right.
Do something tangible,
Well, you have to be close to something to be able to put your hands on it and stuff.
Whoa,
so
you're on fire right now. I'm burning up because you're so fiery.
I had some time to journal. Poetry
You're always good when you journal, man. You're always like a completely different person.
I gotta get some stuff out.
It's good. Yeah, you got to be close to somebody to put your hands on them. It's true, and we've already seen it in the village. Some people give the art, some people give the, their music, and it's like, okay, like let's start with each other, right? And then let's like expand now.
Seriously,
give your art away to somebody.
My hope is that the village is gonna literally get so big that people are gonna bump into each other and be like, oh, I'm from Texas. Yo, I'm from Texas. Where in Texas are you from? And then like villagers are gonna start like coming together in little clusters all over the place. Like that's like my big picture. We never talked about that.
That's the end game. That's the end game. That's the big picture. I mean, eventually we're going to be going on public speaking tours and all that stuff. So across America, that's another thing we didn't really release to people, but we're going to be out there public speaking, and we hope to run into you guys. But we hope to run into you guys doing good stuff in your community. In whatever name you want to do it in. what's his name? The guy Eric from Vatane. He can do it in the name of Bubsy, Beelzebub. I don't care, you know.
We'll start with doing some good.
Yeah, start with doing some good, and then we'll see.
Slowly inch forward.
Yeah. And good, Eric, is not like cutting off some goat's head and feeding the homeless kid some blood. Like, it's give him a loaf of bread. All right, but you get our meaning. I love this. Such a positive message. Mm-hmm. And he talked about Superman has failed us, which is, I could go like in 30, an entire 30-minute diatribe about Superman failing us. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's a very significant line. That's another line where it's like, I don't think that guy even
knew how deep he went with that.
You know, you got the Ubermensch. Mm-hmm. The Ubermensch is like the advanced species of humanity. Like, it's the next stage of humanity. And you have the Untermensch, and then you have the Ubermensch.
Mm-hmm. The Untermensch are subhuman or below.
Yeah, and then the Ubermensch or the superhuman. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that whole worldview has failed us. And so we're gonna have to do something about it. But anyway, I think without getting too complex, the song's pretty straightforward. We gotta do something.
Yeah.
Like, actually do something.
Yeah. I think this is a great message for all of us. Because
it is.
This is us. This is us, you guys.
Such a beautiful message.
Yeah.
And it really puts a responsibility in this generation. Like, stop. And I love, like, the promises. Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't say, like, oh, I'm gonna feed 58 million people. Mm-hmm. Like, do one thing. Mm-hmm. Put it in, you know, I'm going to do one thing. And that's how you change the world. There's 8 billion of us. So if 8 billion people did one thing, that's 8 billion good things that just happened yesterday.
It's crazy because, like, sometimes you think, so we've got, like, people who support us through Patreon, which is totally awesome. But then we have, like, each time that you click on one of our videos or each time that you hit the subscribe button or whatever, like, all that stuff is all coming about to make a bigger picture because you know, like my son, when he's going to search something on YouTube, he looks and he like clicks on the video that has the most views because he's like, well, if it's shit, well, he doesn't say shit, but if it's garbage, he doesn't say it when he says this line. If it's garbage, it's gonna have a lot of low views. So every time you guys watch a video, it makes the views go up, which makes more people end up clicking on it. So it kind of like just starts this rolling snowball. So that's a way of supporting. Another way of supporting is subscribing and stuff like that because, oh, well, the more subscribers we get, the more attention is being drawn to it, the more we're going to be able to go on speaking tours and be able to put this message out there. So all of us are really taking part in that. And I think that's really cool. Like, there's so many ways of making this movement go forward. And then somebody was saying that they heard about us because, like, what was it? Like,
their atheist cousin.
Yeah, I was going to say cousin.
Their husband's atheist cousin
told them about us. So it's like everybody. So then there's word of mouth, which is totally village style. I like that. So many cool things like that. There are ways that we're all gonna like push this message forward that there's hope out there and it's not all dark. So
watch all.
But we all have to take part in
yeah. Look,
it up.
Here's the long and the short of it. The world is full of darkness and it's full of light. And all of us have participated in both. Mm-hmm. You know,
true.
All of us, and I'm gonna get extremely risky here, but you know, we all kind of had a crazy moment with Jonathan Davis from Korn with the whole daddy situation that you're literally still recovering from. Fucked up shit has happened to him. If you listen to his music and his interviews, he admits that he has done fucked up shit to other people. He admits it. And so, but here's the thing. He took his pain and he channeled it into something positive. Mm-hmm. So no, he's not a perfect person. And yes, he has been very out there. Just as he was out there about the things that were done to him, he's also out there. If you listen to the song Trash, if you listen to the song My Gift to You, it's kind of like he's not portraying himself as this beautiful person who never does any wrong. So the last thing I'll leave you with is like, we've all contributed to pain and the alleviation of pain. We've all contributed to darkness and light. We've all contributed to suffering and ending suffering. And so all I'm saying is be intentional every day about doing one thing. Mm-hmm. Tangible. Some of you are so generous with your art to us. Consider doing a good work of art to someone and just giving it to them. Mm. You know, some of you are musicians. Consider it. You know, just every single way that you have that you can do something to push back darkness. Fucking go for it. And that's the message of the song, and that's ultimately the end game of the Village. Everything that we're doing is based on that, because like I keep telling people, like, we're not really like afterlife people. We're here and now. And what's going on with our neighbor.
We believe in an afterlife, obviously.
Absolutely, we believe in the afterlife. We believe in the afterlife, but we're not, you know,
we're not in so much of a hurry to get there that we're forgetting about where we are.
Yeah, it's not the main focus, you know. It's because, you know, that's probably a podcast discussion, but we're not going to be up there for long anyway. We're coming right back into terra firma. All right, well, there you go.
Yeah, I give this one a 9.
This is a 10 for me.
I knew you were gonna give it a 10. I said this message can go any time in history, and this is good.
Yeah, I can put it in the time capsule, and I think it's because, I mean, look, again, it was written in the 80s, and it wasn't I don't think that this band originally was like in the metal world. I think this is more of a commercial band, but it is we listen to so much heavy content. That's necessary, that I also think that this needs to be in the little bit preachy and stuff, but I think it needs to be in the time capsule.
Preachy? Wait, how?
I mean, the whole thing was, I mean, I could have preached that, the whole song.
Oh yeah, you could have.
It's preachy.
But maybe I don't know what preachy is.
Well, I mean, you grew up in church. How in the world could you know what preachy is?
Yeah. So this was so mild to me that...
I know. All right, so you give it a 9? It's a 10
You know,
for
I
me.
think I can throw in with you on it being a 10.
Oh.
I just didn't think like, well, wait a minute. I just didn't think like everything was so freaking unbelievable.
No.
So that's why I gave it a 9.
No.
But the message was really good.
It is a necessary message.
Okay, I'll give it a 10 for necessary message.
Yeah. There's nothing in it musically that made it.
Right, okay.
But it's a 10 because it's necessary, especially if we're putting it in the metal.
Okay, I'll throw on with that.
Look, if metal was inundated with positive messaging, it'd probably be a 5. Right? But metalheads need this message. So.
Yeah, for real.
And so do I.
You guys, seriously? This is the best gum.
Unbelievable.
What? Ice Cube Arctic Grape. If you like grape flavor, it's friggin' unbelievable. I'm not making any money off saying this. I'm just saying it's really good.
We don't make money off of
I know, but I always feel like, wait a minute, now they do you guys ever see The Truman Show?
It's all ball. Fit out.
Sorry out.
Gone.